happy to welcome everyone here, family, friends, and colleagues. And we're especially thankful for all the support and love you've given to Jordan and Natalie over the years. It meant so much to us. I've always believed that the people we surround ourselves with are the real secret sauce in life that makes it rich and meaningful. Natalie and Nicole, I said I was going to do that in the bridal speech last week, and I did. So Natalie and Jordan, so lucky to be surrounded with so many people that love and support them. And not you, Nicole. Jordan, I'm honored to be your mother-in-law, and I hope I can live up to your expectations. I may need some exemptions here and there for my colorful speech on the golf course and my consistent game, and I hear you can help me with that. Support Natalie in all facets of her life. I was also impressed, without hardly knowing the Kaler family, that you decided to join a family vacation in Carmel. You put up with hours of family stories, which went on and on.
I resemble that.
And you got roped into a lot of fun, goofy games, and you always ended up feeling like you're part of our family. And we can now finally call you our son. Natalie, you're a person of integrity, strength, and determination, and you've carried these traits in you everywhere you've gone through sports, your education, and your career and friendship, and your relationship with Jordan. In the Kaler household, we have a saying that luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. What is luck? The luck is that you and Jordan have met 9 years ago. Maybe yes, maybe no. You both had the full, complete background of support from family, friends, and you were prepared for the relationship. So I'd like to make a toast to both of you for a long, lovely life.
Can't tell you the stories we share.
Thank you. I'm Michael Kaler, Natalie's father, and Kathleen's husband, Nicole's father, Albina's son, and the general troublemaker of the group. So, first off, I want to thank everyone for coming. Near and far, this is what life's all about, you know. Does anybody know who the richest man today is?
Not me.
It's me. It's me. It's me because of you all. Because wealth is really about love, family, friends coming together, celebrating, telling old stories. Sometimes they get a little bit long, but you know, what are you gonna do? So I did want to say something that talks to Natalie's integrity and character. When she was 6 years old, I was determined to teach her how to surf on Duke Kahanamoku's birthday at Duke's Beach, Queens in Waikiki. It's 2 days before my birthday. I ran a big board, I got her out there, I pushed her into this perfect wave. She jumps up, and there are these two little tiny girls on the round floats. She has two options. She could ditch the board into those kids and take them out. Does she do that? She grabs rail, so they get down low, you pull it up, she shoots through them and goes into the jetty. Mother captured it right on the camera, right? She goes in, she's a little shook up. I walk up and said, "Are you okay?" She says, "Yeah." I said, "We're going back out." Kathleen gives me the death stare, the mother death stare, you know, like, I knew I shouldn't have married that guy. He's crazy. I said, "We gotta get back out there." We gotta get back out there. She did, and that shows her character. She put herself at risk to save those two little girls. We're missing some wonderful people. Kathleen's parents, they passed away just a few years ago. And my father passed away when he was 56 and I was 32. Natalie was about a year old. Kathleen was pregnant with Nicole. Mitch and I, my younger brother, better looking one too. We were playing golf, and up to that point, Natalie did not let any dads or men hold her. She was like, you guys are loud, you smell kind of funny, I was the only one. And that day, my dad got to hold her all day long while they were at Irvine Park, and my dad was shooting, there's the geeses, there's the gooses, all that stuff like that. He died that night, but I know he died the happiest he could be because he got to hold you, and he knew you were coming. So we have that guy. You miss them? They're always with us. They're always. So I got to meet Jordy the first time. We were at one of those touristy San Francisco restaurants. I picked it. That looks like a boat. He comes in and we are in full force. We're talking, telling stories, all this stuff. He brings in a bottle of wine, even though he doesn't really drink, sits down. We start doing the whole thing. We're talking stories. I'm getting to learn about him. We're talking. And then I notice and I look, we're the only people here. And I look at the wait staff and I said, hey, what's the deal? They said, we've been closed for about 3 hours. But you guys are having so much fun, we decided to let you stay. So from then on, I kind of knew that, Jordan was going to be the guy. And I had kind of heard that he might be asking for Natalie's hand in marriage. And we're playing golf down at Monarch Beach Golf Course, and it's the ocean hole. He birdied it. I somehow hit a foot wedge in for a par, and Jordan says, hey, can you hold back for a minute? And I had this spiel I was going to give him, a little something, when he was going to ask for Natalie's hand. I was going to say, that's fine, but there's 3 rules that you have to follow. They are non-transferable. Number 1, because we're probably not going to have any more Kaler boys, you have to change your last name to Kaler. Jordan Kaler, it kind of rhymes with Jordan Lazor. People aren't going to notice it. And I said, secondly, you have to live within 5 miles of me at all times. And I move a lot. So, that's number 2. And number 3, the firstborn child, Michael Thor Kaler, is a great name. I couldn't do it to him because he was so sincere and wonderful and sweet. I said, yes, of course you can have my daughter's hand in marriage. And then later when we were at dinner, I told him the whole spiel. I said, I probably would have agreed to those. God, I'm a bad negotiator. Oh, goodness. So, I do want to give you just a couple pieces of advice from an old guy. Destinations, goals, those are great. Those are great. But it's the ride that is important. You have to enjoy the ride. There's going to be good days and not so good days. Love each other, help each other out, but don't always think, well, when we get to here, we'll be happy. Make today the happiest day you can be. And you don't have to worry about that thing tomorrow. And know this, come hell or high water, I've got your back, she's got your back, and all these people have your back. One of the things I loved the most was when Natalie was little, we'd go walking around, she'd reach out and hold my hand. And I got to hold her hand and show her the world and just spend time with her. And Jordan, that's your job now, my friend. We love you, congratulations. And by the way, I have a son now. 2 wonderful girls. I have a son, another son on the way. And here's the last part. I am no longer going to lose money on the golf course with him as my partner. Boom, shakalaka, we're taking all orders right now. Thank you all. Have a great time. Drink, eat. The check's going to bounce anyway, so. Thank you, everyone.
well, whether you like it or not. Thank you all for coming. We love you all. I'm excited to meet Jordan and Natalie's million friends and also the 100,000 followers. So thanks all for coming. Growing up, I was pretty much Natalie's shadow, and I followed her around everywhere. We often had a saying that it was, you know, her and I against the world, and we were thick as thieves. And we were pretty much the worst of thieves as well, where no matter what we did, even in our rebellious phase, we got caught. Every single time. We tried to steal my dad's Bud Light Lime beer. We got caught. We tried to sneak out, go to a high school party. We got caught. We hosted a party. We got caught. And so even though we were thick as thieves, we were the absolute worst of thieves. We never ratted each other out. It's us against the world. It always will be. I'll still lie for you and bail you out of jail. And that's how sisterhood is. Exactly. And I mean, seriously, like having a sister like Natalie is the best thing that ever happened to me. Like being her shadow and being known as Natalie's little sister is such a gift and an honor. And she has, you know, she's been my first friend and my forever one. She is a slice of home for me no matter what. And she has definitely gotten me through a ton of tough times without ever knowing it. And she's someone that I constantly look up to and lean on for advice. And so all of that meant that I had a really high bar for any man that came into her life. And no one was ever good enough, I gotta be honest. And along came JTL. Natalie and Jordan met on picnic day, which for like the three of you that didn't go to UC Davis was their biggest party day of the year. And Natalie had recalled to me that she met the most gorgeous man she'd ever seen with the longest eyelashes. Still has them. And he, of course, did not have a name in my mind. Like, he was referred to as the baseball guy. And then he was the commercial real estate guy. And then when they finally got serious, he received a name, which was Jordan. And now I know him as my brother-in-law and my brother. And I love you. I mean, honestly, Jordan is like the big brother that I always wanted. He has my back. He constantly looks out for me. He is so patient. They let me crash every single tea time that they have. He always lets me have a breakfast ball, which is so nice. Thank God. And what I didn't realize was that we'd also fight like brother and sister, where we constantly push each other's buttons and boss each other around. But I think that's why Natalie loves us both. I don't know. I hope so. And in all seriousness, like Jordy is protective over Natalie in a way that I deeply admire and respect, in the same way that I am. And he is so loyal, he's so family oriented. Like, this is always what I wanted for you and Mom and Dad wanted for you. So as you guys go into this next chapter, I wish you all the love and the light and the joy in the world. And I'm really grateful to have you both. So cheers to the happy couple.
Alrighty, we're gonna hear now from, do I need to introduce him? Seems like most of the room knows this guy. James!
Jordy, Jordo, Jordini, Jordagio, Thick, Yordo, Shaft Boy, George Shaft, Shorty, Short Man, Short Shaft, Short, Carter Johnson, Ron Jord, D'Artagnan, Round Mound, Bastard Child, Bastard, Bast. I started my speech at Jared's wedding the same way with all his nicknames, but I think Jordy might give him a run for his money. In case you didn't know, we're the family that gives a lot of nicknames, or at least pounds them in until they stick. Most likely you got your nickname from us, or Jim, or Joe, or as we like to call them, Gib, and Joe Shaft, Joe Shine. Jim has since graduated to Grandpa Gib. Hendo, Sandman, Packer, Mai-Dai, Listart, Brutart, Young, Lotion, New Hamster, Giovini, Cafeldi, Filthy, Stiffy, Kebab, Haiti, Kablester. Could go on and on. But you know what? After all these nicknames, you know the best Jordy could come up with for Natalie? Bobo. You know what he calls his dog? Hank? Bobo. You know what Natalie calls him? Bobo. You go over to his house, and he's like, hey, Bobo, can you take Agio Bobo? She's like, yeah, Bobo. I want Bobo. You get back, Bobo? And he says, also Bobo, my turn. It's almost like those words have their own language. And now Natalie's gotten pretty good at communicating. And what kind of a Lazor wouldn't understand that? Try this one, Natalie. I see you next week with the bass. Bring the chill in the yeep and jump Agio at 37 shaft before V9 Tursky back to the Denny. You get it? She'll never get that far. Jordy was the quintessential little brother. He'd pick up a ball, he'd look at it, he would look at me, minding my own business. Whoever he was with would say, don't do it, Jordy. Don't do it. He'd throw a dart right off the side of my head. And take off running. But never to our parents, just till he got caught, he took the ass whooping he was looking for. This dude never missed a headshot. Having a younger brother, 18 months apart, and only one grade below me was the best gift our mom and dad ever gave me. Made you a very beatable little companion for many years, until you got huge. Until, of course, you had your own little brother to beat on. Although, Jared was such a cute and squeaky little guy. How could you? No wonder you're the bastard child. Speaking of Bobo, what a beautiful pair they make, and especially tonight. Natalie, when you first came around, you were pretty quiet. I don't blame you. Zors can be pretty intimidating and very loud. Try speaking over Jim, or especially Mia. And when we get together, it's a lot of us. Like 25 of us. And you find out real fast if you have thick or thin skin. If you say something stupid, Cousin Miley's gonna be all over your ass. But you really built up some courage, you found your voice, and your laugh around this family. And your cheek-to-cheek smile's radiating. Your laugh might be as goofy as mine. But you fit right into our gigantic family, and right under Jordy as he throws thigh. You and Jor are going to have a beautiful marriage. I'm proud to call you my sister. But in all truthfulness, Jor, you're the farthest thing from a bastard. Brooke and I have been blessed to witness the uncle you are to our little son and the love you've shown him, even when he was so scared of you, and only you. And would cry every time you looked at him, or touched him, or were near him. You powered through. Jordan, I wouldn't change a thing about you as a brother. You're an even better man. You're going to be a great husband and father. And this next phase of your life is so special, it's going to blow you away, buddy. I have to take a moment, thank our parents, Jim and Jess. They were the perfect pair to have 3 boys. And they were the gracious host to so many of our friends out here tonight. So many nights at their homes and good times. Kathleen, raising such a wonderful daughter. And all of our friends and family to witness these 2 in union. Brooke and I want to raise a toast. We love you guys.
Great job, James. Hey everybody, for anyone that doesn't know me, Jordan's youngest brother, Jared. Before I kind of break into anything, I also want to thank my parents, Jim and Jess, for hosting an excellent welcome party yesterday. And then Michael, Kathleen, thank you for hosting a wonderful wedding tonight. It's going to be tough to follow up, so I'll take an attempt. Now, when I think about Jordan and me, we've really been best friends for as long as I can remember. Of course, being best friends with your older brothers comes with some casualties. When I was 4, Jordan hit me with a pillow so hard that I flew off our parents' bed, crashed into the dresser, and broke my collarbone. He didn't mean to. And honestly, the only thing I remember more than the pain was really the look of horror on his face. He's always been his brother's keeper. And of course, I got him back the next year with a pair of nunchucks right to the lip, sent him to the emergency room. We'll call it even. Growing up, Jordan's always been competitive. Whether it was the hundreds of games of wiffle ball out in the yard, wouldn't even let me draft our favorite players first, he'd still be able to pick. Him forcing me to watch hours and hours and hours of him playing Call of Duty. I never got to play and he wouldn't let me leave the room. or even the time we staged a fight in our backyard. I got the UFC gloves, he got the boxing gloves. He rarely lost. But there was one glorious moment when I dropped him with a flying punch. It was miraculous. Don't worry, he got up and he kicked the shit out of me. Right? But still, I'll always have that one partial win. Jordan has always lived life on his own time. As you guys know, he arrives when he arrives. And he texts you back when he texts you back. From being a thick little shit disturber between the ages of 9 and 14 to really growing into one of the hardest working and most disciplined guys I know, he has this confidence about him. It's not arrogance, but real self-belief. He thinks 2 steps ahead, sets his goals, and he goes out and achieves them. And he's competitive enough to usually get what he wants. Which brings me to Natalie. His final selection in a woman makes perfect sense. Jordan only ever wanted the best of the best. And Natalie, that's you. You're kind, caring, hardworking, incredibly intelligent, funny, humble, beautiful, and a great listener. Most importantly, you're extremely patient and you put up with his bullshit. So a lot of respect to you. Together, you two are unstoppable. I wouldn't be surprised if you end up raising a couple of Olympic athletes, models, or some Einsteins. But even more than that, you'll build a life defined by love, friendship, the kind of partnership that inspires everyone around you. Jordan, you've always been someone I've looked up to. Not just because you're 6'2" and somewhere between 220 and 260 pounds, depending on the season. But it's because of how you carry yourself. You walk into a room and earn respect immediately. It's not by force, but it's really by how you treat people. Whether it's a conversation, a handshake, or your generosity. Like, always picking up the check or bringing a bottle of Camus to almost every dinner. You've been a role model in more ways than I can count. So tonight, I'm honored to stand here as your little brother and your best friend. Jordan, thank you for the lessons, the protection, and the unconditional love all of these years. I love you. Natalie, welcome to the family. It's about time. Raise a glass to Jordan and Natalie. May your life together be full of love, laughter, and some beautiful offspring. Amen.
Kathleen, Michael, James, Jared, I love you all. I'd first like to thank Natalie. She poured her heart into this. She worked very hard, and I love you so much. You've done a great job, and look at this. It's fantastic. I'm so happy to be your husband. And I'd like to thank everybody here. You know, I know a lot of you had to travel, some a little further than others, but, you know, everyone here has been instrumental in some way for both of us or in our families, and, you know, we're just blessed to have all you here. So thank you so much for coming. We love you all. Mom, Dad, love you guys. That was a hell of a party last night. Really appreciate you doing that for both of us. You've been so solid. Thank you for everything you do. Love you. Michael and Kathleen, thank you for this. This is fantastic. You guys are doing fantastic, and you've raised two beautiful, loving, solid daughters. And I'm so happy to have Natalie's hand and be your husband. So thank you both. We appreciate you. So, are we going to dance now, or is it dessert, or what do we do? Thank you all. Love you. Have a good time. Get to the dance floor soon.